organic, unpredictable, unknown, lovely, beautiful, a sense of fulfillment. This is part of the pleasures of life and not the chores of life.
Coming up today on this live Friday edition of Daily Iowan TV, reopened, find out what university building is now open after being destroyed by the 2008 flood. And Hurricane Matthew, we will give you the latest overnight developments about the storm.
Well, I heard there's a pig that wants to stay in Iowa City.
And find out how the pig Floyd is going to try and stay here.
All that and more coming up. Daily Iowan TV starts now. Good morning and thanks for tuning in to Daily Iowan TV. I'm Cole Johnson. Overnight Hurricane Matthew weakened from a Category 4 to a Category 3 hurricane with wind gusts of 120 miles per hour. Matthew has not made landfall in Florida. The storm is moving parallel to the state as it gets closer to land, but the storm is still creating heavy rain and powerful winds in parts of the state. Sam Edelman is standing by in the weather studio with the latest. Sam?
That is right, Cole. Late yesterday, Matthew's projected path shifted slightly east away from the Florida shore, but the National Hurricane Center said it could still make landfall in Florida this morning. As of now, Matthew is 25 miles east of Cape Canaveral, Florida. Heavy winds have left over 300 people without power, and yesterday President Obama announced a state of emergency for Florida. This afternoon, we can expect Matthew to move up the east coast of Florida. By tomorrow morning, Matthew will arrive in Georgia and South Carolina. So far, the storm has killed at least 269 people in the 3 Caribbean countries. Of those 269 people, 264 of them have died in Haiti. Back in Iowa, I'll give you the latest forecast coming up later in weather. Cole, back to you.
After the Board of Regents announced Bruce Harold as the next University of Iowa president, criticism for Harold's lack of higher education experience soon followed. Iowa State University President Stephen Leith, is facing criticism of his own. Leith is a certified pilot and has history of using a university plane for both personal and official business. Iowa State University student leaders passed a resolution for a full investigation into President Leith's use of a university-owned airplane. Stick with Daily Iowan TV as this investigation develops. Arts Building West is now accompanied by another art building on campus. Today marks the grand opening ceremony of the new University of Iowa Visual Arts Building. The building is located at 107 River Street, and Daily Iowan TV reporter Ryan Scott gave us a look inside.
Standing side by side, you may never guess that the two buildings share the same creators.
So the same team, Steve and John Bell Scott and Stephen Hall Architects, did both buildings. That doesn't happen very often. It's rare.
Art Building West and the new Visual Arts Building were designed by Stephen Hall Architects. Art Building West opened its doors to students in spring of 2012 and since then has received many honors.
It was the first building of Iowa to win as the best piece of architecture for a given year in the United States.
As you can imagine, the Visual Arts Building has a lot to live up to. The new building is 126,000 square feet, enough space to fit the ceramics, sculpture, metals, photography, printmaking, and 3D multimedia departments. McGuire calls it a space for visual art.
The building was built specifically for the purpose of art production. Thus the light that comes into this building, natural light being a critical element to making visual art.
Co-designer Chris McVoy says rivaling his team's own work was a challenge.
We love the first building, Art Building West. It's one of our favorite buildings, so it was a real challenge to build next to it because we were competing with ourselves in a way.
The Visual Arts Building replaces the 1936 art building that was damaged by the 2008 flood and has sat empty for the last 8 years.
We quickly migrated to a temporary location just 3 miles south of campus. And
3 miles is an eternity away compared to the new building located on the west side of campus, which is within a 10-minute walk from the Pentecrest. Hopefully for students, that will mean more time spent on artwork than on CAMBUS. Reporting from the Visual Arts Building, Ryan Scott, Daily Iowan TV.
Now let's send it back to Sam Edelman in the weather studio for a look at the weather here in Iowa City. Sam?
Thanks, Cole. Today we can expect partly cloudy skies with a high of 61 degrees. At night, we can expect the temperature to lower to 41 degrees. Saturday morning, we'll start off at a chilly 49 degrees with clear skies. And now for your 6-day forecast. Sunday, we will be similar with Saturday with clear skies reaching the low 70s and calming down to the low 50s at night. To start off the week, Monday, we can expect a high of 73 degrees and a low of 55 degrees with partly cloudy skies. Tuesday, we can expect a high of 72 degrees and a low of 51 degrees with partly cloudy skies. Wednesday will be a cloudy day with a high of 66 degrees and a low of 50 degrees. And that's all for your weather this week. Back to you, Cole.
One lucky person in North Liberty is $1 million richer. A Powerball ticket purchased from Come and Go on North Kansas Avenue won on Wednesday night's drawing. The person who purchased the winning ticket has not come forward to claim the prize. Wednesday's numbers were 8, 18, 27, 29, and 60. The ticket purchased in North Liberty was the only $1 million winning ticket in the country. Now, I wish that was me because maybe it'd help me fund my trip to Minnesota for the Iowa game. For more on that, let's toss it over to the sports studio. Guys?
Thanks, Cole. I don't even know what I would do with that type of money. We're going to Minnesota, though,
Yeah,
so.
we'll already be there,
Yeah.
so hopefully you win, though.
Yeah, good luck, Cole. Well, as most people know, Iowa football isn't really seeing the season that they saw last year.
No, they aren't, but there were a few very close games last year that could have had Iowa at 3-2 on the season at this point in time, just as they are now.
To them, they want to make a change and get back to the game they know best, but they need to clean some things up first.
To say the last 3 weeks for the Iowa football program has been a reality check would be an understatement. After a 3-week skid of losing to North Dakota State and Northwestern, plus barely pulling out a win against Rutgers, this team still isn't panicking.
It's nice to see guys flying around out there. Nobody's really hanging their head. Everybody's, ready to get back out there, and it's gut check time. We need to win, but just like every week, we need to win. It's the Big Ten.
We're not satisfied with the loss or anything like that, but our main focus is on to the next game, and we don't want to dwell over a loss and kind of let that set us back or anything like that. So we want to move on to the next game.
The little mistakes that keep piling up for Iowa seem to be just that, little, but most importantly, fixable. On the defense, tackling has become a notable issue.
We have a lot of things that are fixable on there, just little things. One play that got out, we didn't set the edge on, just little things like that. Being in contain on pass rush, details that definitely were correctable.
I would say just the things that's been hurting us like this year, leveraging the ball and wrapping guys up, making sure we bring them to the ground as a complete tackle, and just everybody getting to the ball at once. And that's going to help us in the long run. And if we keep doing that, we'll be successful at it.
For the offense, the left side of Iowa's offensive line saw some inconsistencies too, but those don't seem to be a big concern.
At times we were really good, at times not so good. And that is football, that's life. That's what you're gonna have that. You're gonna have the ups and downs, but we felt like we needed to get better, and especially me, I needed to get better. And that's what kind of we're focused on, is just getting back playing out football this week.
It is mental. It's nothing like huge that we need to change. It's just a lot of those little things that we got to really hone in on and fix, to be successful.
We didn't touch on the run game, but there needs to be a spark in that position too, and I think that they know that.
Oh yeah, that Akram Ali was talking about on Tuesday, how him and LaShawn Daniels just aren't seeing those holes like they saw last year, so they can't really have those explosive plays. But I mean, that plays in with offensive line too.
Exactly.
That needs to be blocking.
Exactly. As it is Friday, I'm actually really sick of talking about sad stuff.
Oh, me too.
So we're going to surface a little fun aspect of last week's game.
Let's take it back for a Flashback Friday and watch this. The second drive for Iowa in the first quarter of the game. We think Iowa's going to go for the 4th down conversion. Instead, we see C.J. Beathard punt the ball to the 1-yard line. And here's what Beathard had to say about that trick play.
That's asked again, and certainly I'll do my best to, if I punt it again, get down to 1, hopefully. That'd be cool. But I actually punted in high school. I was the punter in my senior year of high school, and punted pretty well in high school, but I haven't had to do that here. But in those kind of situations like that, we kind of put it in a couple weeks ago, and you guys had the opportunity to call it last week, and it worked out good.
There's been 2 plays so far this season that I've seen Iowa at an elite level. The Akram Wadley wheel catch in the Iowa State game, and then that punt by CJ. So they could just combine all those and get a little more tricks in there. I think it'll be fine.
Well, that would be great. And it was definitely exciting to see something new from Iowa, and I'm hoping we see a little more energy and a little more new plays from the Hawks tomorrow as well. So let's see what they're up against. Minnesota is coming off a 3-point loss in overtime to Penn State. And when you add that onto a close game last year against the Hawks, it's safe to say the Gophers are out for revenge. And Iowa knows it.
We know last year was another tough fought game. That didn't come easy either. So, we're going up there expecting a battle on Saturday.
They're big on offense, probably bigger than in the past. They've got some new linemen. They're really big guys. So collectively, that group's big, tight end's big, good group of receivers, and really impressed with their running backs. The running backs are all 3 guys really run hard and do a nice job there.
Minnesota averages 26 first downs and 439 total yards per game.
Similar offense to ours. Someone is going to run the ball, through the whole game, try to control the clock, guys like that, and try to keep you asleep and play action and take a deep shot down the field.
And with an experienced veteran quarterback in Mitch Leidner, the Iowa defense will not have an easy task.
He's a very good player. He's big, he's physical, you can run, throw, and he's a leader. I mean, at least from our vantage point, he looks to be a very strong leader. So that's everything you want in a quarterback, and it's going to be a big challenge for us. We know that.
We have to be good up front, and I think that's where they get started. They run the ball first, and then it opens up their play action passing game. So, yeah, I think every game starts up front, but especially against a team like this.
And as for the Minnesota defense, they're allowing 123 yards on the ground and only 4 rushing touchdowns this season.
Very athletic on defense. They play hard and very, very athletic. And then special teams-wise, they're good on special teams.
They rotate their backers a lot. Got a big defensive lineman. They love to tackle. And we just got to capitalize on the missed tackles.
I mean, we've played them obviously the past 3 or 4 years since I've been here, and they've fairly run the same defense. But they're a scrappy team. They're going to give us a fight on Saturday, and we're going to come ready.
Now they say they're ready. Let's hope they are this time. And as the players said Tuesday, playing in Minnesota is not easy. It's loud. Their fans get really into the game, but hopefully it gives the Hawks that boost that they need.
Oh, I really hope so too. I know we're excited to go on our first road trip of the year. So catch us up in Minnesota, but catch the game on ESPN2 at 11. Cole, back to you.
Thanks, Taylor and Katie. With another Hawkeye football game comes another kid captain. Kid captains are kids who are selected to be honorary captains by a group from the University of Iowa Children's Hospital for one Iowa football game. This week, the spotlight is on 10-year-old Carly from Central City, Iowa. Last year, Carly was in an ATV accident where she broke her wrist, both bones in her lower left and right legs. She also lost 11 centimeters of the larger bone in one of her legs. Carly had to be life-flighted to the Children's Hospital. Now, a year later, after multiple surgeries and regrowing 9 centimeters of bone, Carly is healing quickly. She'll be getting the cast on her right leg taken off next week. As soon as she gets healed up, Carly says she's looking forward to going swimming with her sister. Congrats, Carly, on being named Kid Captain. And that's all we have for you on this live Friday edition of Daily Iowan TV. Be sure to check out our website, dailyiowan.com, for all the latest Iowa City news. And if you missed any of our earlier broadcasts and you want to see what you missed, click on the DITV tab at the top. For Daily Iowan TV, I'm Cole Johnson. Thanks for watching and have a great weekend.